Welcome back, it's great to see you, and if you're new here, a very warm welcome to my channel. My name's Sophie, and in today's video I'm going to be doing the final book subscription box unboxing of 2025. So this will be the December boxes. This is also going to be my last upload of 2025. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video if you enjoy it, and also subscribe to my channel for more of my content. I do also have several other unboxing videos already out, so if you're interested to see other unboxings, then do check those out. I will leave the playlist below. I have 4 subscription boxes for you today, so it is the monthly boxes. I'm going to be opening the Lock Library. We've got FairyLoot's Adult Book-Only subscription. There's also FairyLoot YA subscription with the items, and then I have Illumicrate's Fantasy monthly box with items. So I was probably spoiled at some point, but I can't remember any of the titles, so let's see what we've got. So up first we have the Lock Library. So as usual, we have the lovely wrapped package with a sticker. Let's see what we've got in here. So actually, I don't remember being spoiled for this book. I haven't heard of this one. So this is The Sacred Space Between by Riley Reid. So this is quite a pretty edition. It's quite seasonal. So we have the red and the gold. So that's a great customization for December. And then also we do have a very pretty sprayed edge with the candle on the sprayed edge. So yeah, that is quite festive for December. And then let's see what else we've got. So again, the colour theme carries through, and that is a very pretty naked hardcover. Yeah, again, candle details. And as usual, we have the key on the spine. So all of those match up on all of the Lock Library editions, which I think is a really nice feature. There's no reverse dust jacket art, but we do have some character art. And I do like this. And it is the same. Oh, and it's actually really interesting what they've done with it. So on the other side, so in the front, he's upside down, but in the back, she's upside down. So I do quite like that. So I'm going to read the synopsis to you so we can see what it's about. So even a saint can be a sinner. Jude is a saint with dangerous magic, exiled by the abbey to live out his days alone on a decaying estate on the moors, until gifted iconographer Maeve is sent to paint his icon. Suspecting she's a spy, Jude makes it his mission to get rid of her, despite the temptation she brings. That is, until he discovers that Maeve holds the same tainted magic he does, and may be the key to his salvation. But this institution has eyes everywhere, and the only thing the abbey loves more than a saint is a martyr. So yeah, that sounds like a kind of enemies to lovers with magical universe, and some kind of peril and reason for these two not being together. So yeah, it does sound interesting. And on the back it says, "I knew you'd be the death of me, one way or the other." So then moving on to FairyLoot. So I have the Adult Book-Only subscription. Let's see what we have here. So the theme of the month is Dagger and Dynasty. And I have heard of this book. I don't know what it's about, but I've seen it around and a lot of people are anticipating this release. So this is Dawn of the Firebird, and this is by Sarah McGill-Runner. So this is a very pretty edition. So beautiful cover, and then she has wings going on to the back. And then we do have a firebird on the sprayed edges, which is pretty. And then this is a very pretty naked hardcover. It is printed, and I love this colour scheme. So we've got the purples. That is very pretty, and then the spine. And then we also have some very pretty character art there. And then it's different in the back. And then we do have a reversible dust jacket, and I believe this is the original cover, but in a different colour. And I will read the synopsis. So, the discarded daughter of an emperor, Camilla Zarzad, is raised with her mother's nomadic tribe until a violent raid ends that peaceful life. Amid the chaos of death, the heavenly magic of Nur awakens within her, granting her the power to wield a cosmic light. Camilla suddenly goes from outsider to weapon, finally accepted into her father's court. But tragedy strikes again, and when her clansmen are defeated by a rival empire, Camilla vows lasting vengeance as she escapes. Hiding her identity, Camilla infiltrates the enemy's army academy. She studies jinn magic and martial arts from cutthroat mystic monks in a bid to bring down an empire from within. But through her studies, Camilla begins to question her father's teachings of war and rule. With war escalating across kingdoms and a twisted darkness spreading within her, Camilla is torn between two impossible choices, revenge or freedom. That sounds really interesting, and I'm really excited to read this one. And yeah, this is such a beautiful edition. Next up, the YA box with the items from FairyLoot. Let's find the spoiler card somewhere. There we go. So the theme is Neon Lies. So we have some socks, Warcross socks. They're nice, they're in purple, which is my favourite colour. So yeah, I do actually really like the book subscription socks. I didn't think they'd be that good quality, but they really are, they last ages. And they're really comfortable as well. Ooh, this is Neon Lies vase. So I guess this is one of the plastic vases. So I think this will be very much in line with the book of the month. Yeah. So these are vases that can go into your bookcase as a book, and then you can put flowers or anything in it. I probably wouldn't put water in it if it's going on my bookshelf, but also I probably won't be able to fit it in the bookshelf at the moment, but I do like them. This is really pretty, and I'm into dystopia and futuristic fiction, so I really like the theme of this. And again, it's purple. I'm loving the colour of the month. And then, oh, this is a book jacket. Again, it's got the futuristic vibes going on here. So these are designed for hardback, so you take off the dust jacket and you put your book in and it protects them. And I really love these. I've got quite a few now. But this is actually different because it doesn't have, normally they have some kind of binding, which on a lot of my book sleeves have been destroyed by my cats. So I actually quite like it without the elastic on it. But yeah, that is really pretty. Then we have an iron-on patch, which is inspired by Darker by 4. I haven't read that yet. But let's see what this looks like. Oh, that is so cute. It's so pretty. It's got a little black cat in the centre and it's purple. I love that. I don't even think I need to read the book to appreciate this. And it's also got little ghosties as well. That is very pretty. I'll have to find something to iron that on. And then we've got the overlays for the book of the month. So I'll just leave those there for a second while we look at the book. And yeah, I actually do now remember that this being announced as the book. So let's get it out. So the book is Cold Wire by Chloe Gong, and I actually am in love with this artwork. I think that's really pretty. And then it says on the back, the future is loading. And I like those sprayed edges. Yeah, I really like that. That's very pretty. So let's see what we've got. Again, another printed naked hardcover. And yeah, I really do like these style of hardcovers. And then the character art. I like the moody vibe these colours and that character art is giving. I don't know what it's about though. I have read one book by Chloe Gong, which is the Romeo and Juliet retelling. I think it's called Our Violent Delights, and yeah, I did really enjoy that. I did like her writing, and I have the sequel to that to read, and also a couple of other Chloe Gong books which were part of FairyLoot. But let's read the synopsis. For decades, the world has been caught in a cold war between two powerful nations, Medallion and Athua. The Maidan orphans who live in Athua suffer the cost. Their enrolment at Nile Military Academy is mandatory. Either serve as a soldier or risk being labelled a spy. 18-year-old Irali is one such orphan, having recently graduated and joined Nile Corps forces. She's doing well for herself until Athua's most wanted anarchist frames her for assassinating a government official. And she's given a choice: cooperate with him to search for a dangerous program in Medallion or go down for treason. Meanwhile, 17-year-old Leah is close to her own graduation when she's paired with her academic nemesis for one final assignment. But when they are ordered to infiltrate Medallion in virtual reality, Leah quickly realises there is much more at stake than her school ranking. As Irale and Leah tear through Medallion on separate courses, the two start to suspect they are pieces in a larger conspiracy, and the closer they get to the truth, the closer their worlds come to a shattering collision. So this is the start of a daring new dystopian series following two young soldiers who must depend on unlikely allies in their fight for survival. So I do like dystopian fiction, so this is actually giving me Ready Player One kind of vibes a little bit. But yeah, I'm excited to read this, and I do think this is a very pretty edition. So we also have the bookmark that goes with the spoiler card, and then let's have a look at these overlays. So I'm hoping that you can see them well enough. So these, again, they just go alongside the book, so they go at certain points during the book. The spoiler card has the places where they're meant to go. And then these ones look pretty similar to each other, but yeah, I think they enhance the reading experience. And then we also do have the two tarot cards for the month, so these are inspired by the book of the month. So we have the Hanged Man and we have Death. And now for the final unboxing of this video and the final unboxing of 2025, we have Illumicrate Fantasy box with the items. So the theme is stories within stories. Sounds very interesting. Let's see what we've got. So we have an Incarnate Tale bookmark, and this is inspired by The Isle in the Silver Sea by Tasha Suri. So this was a book a couple of months ago, which I'm really excited to read. So yeah, let's see what this looks like. Feels quite substantial, so I don't think it's paper bookmark. Oh, it's one of these very pretty metal ones. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to show it to you, but it's got detailing on the brass there. I do now have a rather large collection of bookmarks and I probably don't need any more. And also a lot of the time I don't even use a bookmark, I use anything but a bookmark. But yeah, I'm going to try and start using my bookmarks a little bit more. And then we have The Only Enemy is the Sea bookmark album. So this is inspired by A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid. I did read that and I enjoyed it. So let's just open this up. Slip that off, I can't get it off. So yeah, it's a little album. I think that's really pretty. And then you just slot your bookmarks into those gaps there, which is quite useful for collecting bookmarks because I just have them in a jar at the moment and they're falling out of there. So then we have Books That Inspire sticker sheet, and this is to decorate your Kindle or journal. And these are stickers inspired by all 12 of our Illumicrate 2025 books. So let's open this and have a look. Oh, they're so pretty. Is that all of them? Yeah. Yes. So I thought they would be kind of book covers or something, but they're not. They look like they're various items or animals associated with the books. So I'd have to work out which ones they are. And then this one looks like a very useful item. And this is, I think this must be a reading journal. So that is very pretty in my favorite color. So I haven't actually used a reading journal before. Let's just check it is a reading journal before I go into that. So I've never actually used a reading journal before. I'm always one of these people who's very perfectionist when it comes to notebooks. I end up just hoarding them in a drawer, never to be used, because I'm too worried about writing into them and making a mistake. So this is something I'm trying to get over, and I would like to use a reading journal in 2026 because I think it's a good place to log everything. I do it digitally, but there's something about writing in paper format which I really love. So I do keep a regular journal, but I'd like to have a separate one for reading. So let's open this up. Oh, it feels very luxurious. And I love that it's a bookshop on the front. So I'll try and show you this. So it looks like we have a bookshelf there. That's good, it's quite a lot of books. And then, oh, that's nice. So the best book of the month. Then there's some reading goals and a reading challenge, which is quite good. Then a book series tracker. I may need a lot more space because I have a lot of series on the go. Oh, and there's nice illustrations throughout as well. And monthly TBR, that's good. There's also quite a lot of space there for my overly ambitious TBRs, and then a reading log. Oh, and that's not it. There's more, so you can put the pages you read each day, and then books hauled and unhauled. Then I guess this is just some kind of weekly tracker, and then 5-star reads. Then monthly reviews. And then I think this is the end. So this is a monthly wrap up and book of the month. So I may try to use a reading journal in 2026. So there's also a yearly wrap up at the end, which is quite useful. So yeah, maybe 2026 is the year for a reading journal, but I am probably already a little bit late setting it up as we are nearly at the end of 2025, but I'm sure I'll be able to fit it quite quickly. So let's now, I almost forgot to do the book. So So let's do the book, and I think the reading journal was inspired by this. So this one looks really pretty actually, from what I can see already. So this is The Bookshop Below by Georgia Summers. So I do think that's a really pretty cover. That is a really nice library. And then on the back it says, the bookshop must have an owner. So I have heard of this book, but I have no idea what it's about, apart from I'm guessing it must have a bookshop in it, and that bookshop must be in some kind of magical place. Oh, this is a stunning edition as well. This is a beautiful glossy naked hardcover. And then on the back, and then the sprayed edges are bookshelves. Yeah, I think they could have done a little bit of a better job of those sprayed edges. They're a little bit kind of dull and don't really look like books if you were looking at it from a distance. But I do like the colour palette. This artwork is also very poppy, so that in the front, and then all different in the back. And then there's no reverse dust jacket art. That's not something that Illumicrate tend to do. They just focus mainly on the customizations, which I think is nice. So let's read the synopsis. So, if you want a story that will change your life, Chiron's Bookshop is where you go. For those lucky enough to grace its doors, it's a glimpse into a world of deadly bargains and powerful magical books. For Cassandra Fairfax, it's a reminder of everything she lost when Chiron kicked her out and all but shuttered the shop. Since then, she's used her skills in less ethical ways, trading stolen books and magical readings to wealthy playboys looking for power money can't buy. Then Chiron dies, and if Cassandra knows anything, it's this: the bookshop must always have an owner. To restore the shop, she'll need the help of Lowell Sharp, a rival bookseller who is everything Cassandra is not and knows it too. But as she is plunged into a world of unscrupulous collectors, deadly ink magic and shady societies, a dark force threatens to unravel the bookshops entirely. That actually sounds really interesting, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. So that is the end of the unboxing. I'm just going to hold up the books. So a smaller stack than normally from these videos. But yeah, there are some really pretty editions here. So I think in terms of customizations, I think Dawn of the Firebird is the prettiest. I'm loving that naked hardback, and I like the colour scheme as well. But I do also like the naked hardback of The Bookshop Below. And then in terms of the items, I think my favourite is going to have to be, where's it gone? It's going to have to be the iron-on patch with the cat on. And then I guess followed by this beautiful reading journal, which I'm hopefully going to use next year. So let me know in the comments which is your favourite book, and also what your favourite item is. And also let me know if you're interested in reading any of these books. Thank you for watching, and also thank you for watching my other content this year. If you have seen any of my other videos, it's really great to have you here, and I am looking forward to creating more content in 2026. And up next, I plan to give you my January TBR, so that will probably be the first video of 2026. So have a great start to the new year, and I will see you next year. Thanks, bye.